Blanked out, and I want to be laser focused on things. And I learned that, pretty much, after high school. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was a star football player, star basketball player, just a star athlete all around, and I could have done great things for myself, you know what I'm saying? And I don't look back and regret anything. But I done great things to where, I definitely could have made it, big time, and it's like, that wasn't, for God's plan to actually, for me to do that. So, obviously I'm blessed. I got a family. I don't look back and regret anything in my life. Who I am today is because of, my past and where I came from, that molded me. And I feel like I'm a great man, no matter what position or anything I'm in. I know that I'm a great man. I mean well to people. But, I was distracted, in high school, what I'm saying? Like, I was a sophomore, on varsity. My coach, he sat me the first 5 games, and I asked him, I was like, why you set me the 5 games? He was just like, I just want you to learn stuff and stuff. Like, well, I just want to play. I'm not trying to be here, just watching. I want to play. He said no. So on the 6th game, we were blowing the team out. He put me in. I literally, the first time I got the ball, I ran for I want to say 25 yards. And then he gave me the ball again. I scored a touchdown. After that, I was starting the rest of the 5 games, and I had over 1,000 yards, in 5 games, as a sophomore. So I started getting looks from all, colleges from all over, even Alabama, one of the top, ranked schools, for football.
Wow.
I had all this stuff going for me. I had, my coaches, everything was great. But my distractions were females. My distractions was partying. My distractions were not, taking school seriously, you know what I'm saying? Not focusing, you know what I mean? And because I had all these distractions in my life, I let myself, get involved with those distractions, and right. It set me back. And then, what I'm saying? And once, 18 came, and the scholar, I was ineligible my 12th grade year. So, after that, I graduated. I was 18, and I ain't had no scholarship. I ain't have nothing. You know what I'm saying? I felt like I was a nothing. I felt like I was a nobody. So I went through depression. You know what I'm saying? From 18 to 21, trying to find myself, because I just went from this superstardom to where, all the girls wanted me. It's kind of like the popular kid syndrome. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
People
yeah.
know about the
Damn.
popular. I went through that. You know what I'm saying? I could really tell y'all that I went through that. You know what I'm saying? Because you think you so big headed in, your little town, you know what I'm saying? And you don't know when you're a kid how big the world is. Then when, you graduate, and then, things don't work out, and now you got to get a regular job, and you feel like a regular dude, and now the females or whatever ain't there, or, the people that was cheering you on, you ain't making it in football. Even the ones that go to college, I think it gets worse, you know what I'm saying? Like for the college kids, the ones that don't make it in NFL, they go from flying private jets, doing all this, you know what I'm saying, being taken care of, that's how the colleges are. And then after that, they just spit you out. And then if you don't make it, you got to become an average Joe. And that affects people very, very bad, because when you get used to something, you know what I mean, then, you know what I'm saying, you want to stay at that level. But,
and that's something I disagree with, how there's no preparing you for the real world.
No.
And once you don't make it, they just throw you out there, and you got to figure it out on your own.
Figure it out.
There's no program. There's no nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
That sucks.
Yeah, no, but like I said,
they just spoil you and
it's
fluff
pretty much
you up.
You borrow. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. You're borrowing. You didn't make it yet. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So. For all the kids, anybody, you got to stay focused, man, until you actually can look up and say, I'm making it. I'm doing it now. You know what I'm saying? Like, really doing it. Not like trying to make yourself feel better, because a lot of people, I call it bored liars. So people be so bored that they be lying. They be making up stuff. They try to lie
to themselves.
Yeah, they lie to themselves, And I like what this quote Joe Rogan said is like, most men live in quiet desperation. And it's so true. We cover up, you know what I'm saying, when you're working a miserable job, you know what I'm saying, and you were just so miserable, you know what I mean? And, you just, you got to just keep pulling your pants up and going to work, putting yourself through that grinder, but, on the outside, people look at you, you're smiling, you're happy, but deep down, you know what I'm saying? That's why you see some people, they be suicidal, and they be like, damn, I didn't even see it. I didn't see that coming, because a lot of people can bury things deep down, and
they're good at masking.
Yeah, you won't know. You just won't know. Yeah.
So that's how we got into that, topic, and that we really like that, like just always learning new ideas and new skills that can improve our self-development.
Yeah.
And that has definitely been one of the key things, is just learning how to stay focused.
Yeah. It's still hard for me too. That's what I'm saying. I got to a point in my life though to where I don't lie to myself anymore. So I look at myself and see where I'm at, where I'm trying to go. And I ain't gotta fluff myself up or try to make myself feel like I'm not in a position, because then it's just hurting myself. You know what I mean? Like most people got to look at that. Like when you trying to make yourself feel better or trying to do something, like you just hurting yourself. You know, ain't nobody else. You know, people might you just want people to make you try to look at you like you're a cool guy. Like, oh, he's cool, or you this or you that. And then deep down in reality, you're not really doing anything. You know, you're not moving. You know, you're not moving towards anything. You don't have any goals. So what would you say? What would you say that was like your biggest distraction?
My distraction?
Yeah, your distractions. And do you think you were distracted?
You started all the way from high school. So I would say for me, if I go back, which for us, it's like what? It's been 12, 13 years? What you're talking about, roughly?
11 years, yeah. High school, since high school, yeah. 11,
so
years.
For me, I started, I don't even know if I learned myself, no one really ever taught me. I had I was very organized as a very young kid. Like my room was never a mess. Things that like even my parents mentioned they liked, I would always just, have things organized. I would have things put away. Like I was very, I had that discipline. So throughout high school, I remember seeking things that provided that for me, like the organization, the discipline, so I started the swim team. I joined the swim team, and my coach, he was really good, really, intense, pushy, which was similar to my choir director. He was really serious. He was all about business.
I want to cut you off. So you basically saying like it started off with, did you say cleaning your room? And then
like just growing up as a young kid. Yeah, I had, like I was organized. I was disciplined. And then I remember.
So you always used to like clean things and organization.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh.
That tells me why you're so OCD nowadays.
Yeah. I would always, like in Brazil, like when I was 5, 6 years old, I would sweep my great grandmother's house. She didn't really have help, so I would go there and I would do that good deed and just sweep her house and help her out. And then when I was like, growing up, I always remember keeping that skill of cleaning up after myself and just being organized. And so in high school, that kind of like stuck with me. And so I seeked things that I had to be disciplined in, and so one of the things.
So you would say that you wasn't really like a distracted kid?
No, I wasn't. I would honestly, I would challenge myself. I was the type of, like at that time, like you said, for you, what happened with you. And so for me, I would always look for things where I could challenge myself. So I was, like I said, involved in the magnet program, but I would sing in church too, ever since I was like 10. They would already have me on stage. I was singing alone by myself and with the group, doing all that. And then, like I said, I joined the swim team. So I really wouldn't consider myself like super athletic or anything. You know what I mean? So that's why I took on that challenge. And it was challenging. Some things, will push you to your limits. Like we had to do those, those push-ups, like right out of the water, like on the edge. Yeah. And we had, a couple drills where we have to, go down there, grab things, like just very creative, challenging things, I remember. Yeah. And I would make it happen. Like my school was like 40 minutes away from my house. But because I was involved with the magnet program, they provided transportation. But I had to wake up like very early, like 5 a.m., like catch the bus sometimes like 5:30, 5:45. Yeah. And things like that. So that's why I'm saying that. I remember I was so determined and disciplined that I would, travel far. I would sometimes like catch rides. Like later on when my friends were driving, I would catch rides. I was really like, I stuck with what I wanted to do.